everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Tonight we're going to have some fun because we're going to make some really easy cards. And what I like about this layout tonight, and I think you're going to like it too, is it's easy to do and it creates the look of some layers, but it is a single layer card, so you really don't have to worry about it being very bulky. Now, I might add a few embellishments on there just for myself because I want to. However, if you want to turn these cards into a box of cards that you give as a gift to somebody, you can do that easily by just avoiding those embellishments and adding some envelopes and maybe making our card box that we have a template for. So there's lots of ways that you can use these, but they're easy cards, they're relaxing cards to make, and I think you're going to have fun with it. But before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Hey.
How are you?
Shall we all box breathe for a little bit?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Glad you could join us. Hey, good news. Good news. UPS guy arrived.
Oh, yeah. If you got to tell them what you're talking about because a lot of people just watch YouTube and don't have Facebook. So
I had it was kind of a sad moment. I was waiting. Sometimes the drivers come a little late, but he was really late today, and I thought it might be an overnight. But your packages went out today. Yay!
Yeah, I think we're all caught up. Yeah, I think that we just have like a couple orders that came in from either today or maybe late yesterday to finish up tomorrow. And so, yay.
Yes, I was, I posted a little music on Facebook, and when he came, I broke in right into Sweet Georgia Brown.
I thought maybe Happy Days are here again.
That too. Yes. So all is well. And time for some fun.
Yeah, we're going to have fun because tonight, if you're watching on Facebook, you may have noticed when you came into the chat, there was a little drop down that asked that we have no politics tonight. We're not going to talk about politics tonight. This is going to be strictly crafting and relaxing. This is the escape. Because I saw somebody posted on Facebook that tonight in the United States is like a combination of Christmas Eve and the night before a colonoscopy. So yes. It's quite tense around here. So we're going to leave that at the door. No politics tonight. We're just going to chill and have some fun. So let's get started right away. I'm going to be using layering stencils, Tom.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to use a couple different ones because I think I'm going to get 3 cards tonight. I'm going to make 3 cards. So one of them I thought that I would use is this one, which I have a couple of them in here and I don't know why. This one is the layered peony, so I thought I would use this one. I thought I would also use our brand new winter rose because a lot of you bought that one, and I know that you're excited about that one. And then I thought maybe I would try it with a single stencil like the floral, or possibly the layered carnation. I haven't used this one in a while, and I think this might be a really fun one to use for this. So but also some of you might want to see how to do this on just a single stencil where you don't have any layers. Let's think about it. But we'll get started with this one, and we'll start with the layered peony because I haven't used that one for a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my paper cutter, and I am going to cut some quarter sheets of cardstock. So I've got a piece of white cardstock here. This is my last piece of white cardstock. So I can't mess up. All right, so I'm going to cut this at 5.5. And then I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. All right, let's make sure that this one is 4 1/4 as well. It is. And is this one 5.5? Because remember, I always get the dud cardstock. I don't take the good cardstock. I get the pieces that are cut wrong, the ones that have damaged corners. That's what I take so that we keep the good stuff for you guys. Okay, now we're going to use the grid from the Misty. So if you don't have a MISTI, if you have some sort of grid paper in your collection, that would be great. Most people do have a MISTI. And when you buy a MISTI, it comes with grid paper. So you could just use a piece of grid paper. You don't have to actually do this inside the MISTI. But I'm going to leave my mat inside my MISTI just because it's easy. And I am going to take just a little bit of tape on the back here. And I am going to put this so that it actually lines up with boxes, okay? So I'm just not like slapping it anywhere. I'm putting it here where it lines up with these two boxes, and then down here it lines up with these two boxes, okay? So that is going to kind of help guide where we're going to put some masking magic. So for those of you that don't know about masking magic, it's something you really should look into. Masking magic comes in sheets and in strips. These are the strips, and we have two sizes of strips. We have our 1/4-inch strips. I'm sorry, 3 sizes: 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to start with the 1/8 of an inch. So these are the tiny ones, all right? And I am going to use the first line of the boxes. So let me show you what I mean here. I'll point to it. I'm going to use this line right here. So this whole box is going to be left open. And then I'm going to place my masking magic, put the edge of the masking magic on this line and over here on this line. So let's do that.
Question from Julie.
Yep.
Do you always use the thick basic white for the card base?
I use, well, in my videos, I use our layering weight because they lay flat when I'm trying to do a video. But when I make a card for myself, I always use the thick white or our colored cardstock. Okay, so we have one piece there. Now I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to use this line right here as my guide and this line right here. And I'm putting the edge of the masking magic right onto that red line. Okay, so we're going to do one there and then line it up before we press it down. And once that looks like it's lined up, then I'll press it down. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to use this line right here and this line. So we're doing a crisscross kind of thing. Right. Same thing here. Now this is different than what you've seen me do before, because what you've seen me do before is block off the edge. But this time I'm leaving the edge so that we can get some ink on it. Okay, that doesn't look exactly straight. So I'm just going to pick that back up and reposition that. Okay. Going to do the same thing on this side. There's another strip. I fell in love with this layout. I was playing with this the other day and I thought, oh, I gotta show everybody this because I think they're really going to like the way this looks. Okay. Now we're going to double up on these lines, okay? So we're going to do 2 more, or we're going to do 1 more line. This time we're going to go to this little end of this box here. You see there's a shorter distance in there, and the distance is going to be about the same as a strip. So that gives us a really nice edge that we're going to be creating here. Okay? And I'm going to do the same thing on all 4 sides. So I'm just going up to that red mark there. Now, if you don't have a grid, you know, you could use a pencil and a ruler and mark it off if you want, or you could just eyeball it. It's pretty easy to eyeball, actually, but it is nice to have the grid because then you don't have to eyeball it and you can feel pretty confident that it's going to look pretty good. Okay. Oop. You do want to make sure that your masking magic is straight, though. That was pretty funny. Okay. And then one more over here. So my second ones are all going on the inside. And I will turn this so that you can see it a little bit better. Okay. So, can you see those on there now? I've got them doubled up. And they look pretty cool. All right, so we're just going to press those down and make sure they stay in place. Now, I'm going to be using the layered Peony stencil. I love this stencil. This one was designed by my daughter, Alicia. It's a 2-piece layering stencil, so very easy to use, not complicated at all. And I am going to make sure that the writing is down here at the bottom facing me so I know how to line up the next one. And yeah, it's going to go off the edge a little bit, but that's going to be okay. Now, where's my inkstand? I cannot create without an inkstand. Here it is. Okay, so I've got my inkstand. And then I'm going to... Before I do this, I'm going to start with some sea glass ink. Oh, big shout out to Brianne Loveland. Hi, Brianne. Thank you for being here tonight. Brianne is helping by sharing links to things that people are always asking Tom for, and he doesn't know where they are in the store. Brianne is sharing them. So if you're looking for something, I guarantee you that if I use it, Brianne's going to find the link and just share it for you. And also, Brianne, please share your inkstand because we always get a lot of requests for this as well. And this is a great tool. Every craft room should have an inkstand. And Brianne has different sizes and different types of inkstands for different brands of ink. But this one is a very standard one on her site. So she will link it. Okay, so I'm going to start with some sea glass ink before I do anything. And I'm going to kind of create some shading here with the sea glass. So I'm going to ink up this brush real well with sea glass. And I'm going to come in and go all the way around the perimeter, adding that sea glass. And I'm going all the way over both pieces of Masking Magic. So I want to get in here. And you can see now what the Masking Magic looks like because now it's got color on it. But this is so fun, you guys. Okay. Come in around here. And I think, like, you know, having some single layer cards ready to go is really nice. And if you like this layout, I mean, you could just make these panels and you could just have them ready to go and you can add your greeting later. So this is just one of those really kind of fun ways to have a nice little stash of cards in your collection. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. I know it looks a little bit blotchy. Don't worry about it. It's going to look good. This is fun. Okay, so now I'm going to take that stencil here, the layered peony, and I am going to lay it down here. I want to make sure that it goes all the way off the edge too. Okay, so I want to make sure that, you know, I've got it in a good position, and then I'm going to use a little bit of pixie tape to block this off or to tape this down. Okay, now I am going to use a little Post-it note. If you have Masking Magic sheets, you could use that instead. But a Post-it note is quick, and I just want to block this off here because I can be a little bit messy. Now I'm going to go with the Turquoise Sea and Tranquil Teal. So lots of blues in this card. Lots of turquoise. Okay. And I'm going to start in the center here. Work my way down. And I'm going to do this whole flower in Turquoise Sea. Now be careful over. And if you're worried, you know, if you're a little bit more of a worrywart about that kind of stuff, you can always block the stuff off to make sure that there's no chance that you're going to get it anywhere where you don't want it. And I understand that because I worry too. Okay. So we've got our first peony down here. And make sure you get that color like off the edge here. You want to really get into the edges. Normally we kind of blend out lighter as we go, but I'm giving this a good heavy hand with Turquoise Sea. Okay, so now I'm going to take these off because I'm going to flip this. I'm going to pull this off. And I'm going to flip this, and I'm just going to bring it up here the other way, bringing it in, meeting pretty close in the center there. And I know this is going off the edge. Don't worry about that. Just make sure you block off those areas so that you don't have any accidents. And we're going to do the same thing on this one. When you see the masking magic come off, it is pretty magic. It's magical. I was curious if Dawn was here tonight from ThermoWeb because I was just messaging with her. And sometimes she pops in, and I know she enjoys masking magic cards. Sue, too, from ThermoWeb. My friends at ThermoWeb, I'm going to see them soon. Haven't seen them in a while. I'm going to have lunch with them soon. I'm excited so we can plan and scheme some fun things, foily fun. Okay, so now I've got that on there, and now I'm going to pull this layer off. I just don't want to pull my masking magic off with it, and I did tape over the masking magic, so I'm going to hold that down. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our first layer on there. Now we're going to do the second layer. That's this layer right here. Now, it's pretty easy to line up. You'll find it. You just have to kind of lay it on there, and you'll see how like the white just disappears, how you see the white and then all of a sudden it just disappears. That's when you know you're in the right spot. So I'm going to tape this down. I'm going to tape this down, and we're going to go with some Tranquil Teal now. Okay. Oh, if your video paused, yeah, I would refresh, Brianne. That's a good idea. Just refresh and see if that helps. Okay, so here we go. Tranquil Teal now for the second layer. So we get this dark color. You know, I don't trust me. So this is 3 different teal colors. Just being a little careful. Okay, so we've got that color down there. Now I'm going to lift this up. Isn't that so pretty? Doesn't it just come to life when you get that second layer on there? Oh, I love it. And now I'm going to do this side, same way. Just line it up, and when it locks in, tape it down and give that some Tranquil Teal. So the very first color that I used on the edge was Sea Glass. And then the middle color was Turquoise Sea. And now I'm using Tranquil Teal. So that's very similar to our trios of colors. You know, for those of you that love the trio blends. I mean, we'll probably never do a teal trio because we have one. This is what it would be. So if you have these 3 colors, you have what you need. Okay, so we'll pull this off. And now we've got our 2 peonies there. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of the leaves. So let me get that first stencil. Now, I should clean it, but, you know, let's be brave. So this locks in really easy. Can you see right here, this little area, this little point goes right onto this little point right there. So once you get that in place, it's going to lock right in. And we're just going to add some greenery down here. So for my greens, because I have so much blue going on, I'm going to stick with it and I'm going to use medium spruce. Spruce is a very blue-green, so I'm sticking with that. But if you wanted to use, you know, more like the jelly bean and fresh asparagus, you can. But I'm going to go with the spruces here. Now I'm just going to put my hand right here just to block me from inking that area up. I'm going to add this spruce in here. And remember, you want to go right over those Masking Magic strips. And then we're going to do the same thing up here. We're going to just lock that in right over that spot. You can see it. If I pull back on it, you can see where those lines are, and then you just lock it right in. And then I'm just going to hold it down here because I don't have a lot to do. I may have gotten a little bit in here because I wasn't careful, but that's all right. It's okay. It's okay. We won't worry about that. And then I'm going to get that second layer and I'm going to lay that right on top. And I'm going to use the dark spruce just to add the details. But if you're worried, you know, make sure that you just use your Post-it notes for that. I could have done that. I should have done that. Yet here I am without the Post-it note again. It's all right. We won't even notice. It's just going to be pretty. We're not going to worry. Okay, and then same thing over here. We're just going to add that. It's really just this one. Right there. I'm going to hold that into place. And I'll be more careful this time. Just getting that dark spruce right in there. Okay. All right, now let's look at the magic. All right, we're going to pull off all of the Masking Magic. Looks like a hot mess right now, but it really looks pretty when we start pulling this stuff off. Okay, now you can use these again if you want. You just have to use the same colors because Masking Magic is a little slick on the top, so those colors are going to blend together and make colors you don't want. So we're pulling these off. And now we're going to do the second ones. Oh, tell me this isn't cool. So fun. So you can see why we needed to lay down that sea glass first. Because if we didn't, we would just be pulling off white and there'd be white under there. And, you know, it wouldn't look like anything, right? So look at that. Even with my little goober there. See, I don't care about that. I just think it looks so pretty. Let's try to pull this up now. Do I have anything on my thumb? Nope. So I'm going to pull this off. There we go. And look. Isn't that fun? So easy to do, right? Super easy. Now I'm going to clean this off with just a little bit of alcohol. And then we're going to turn that into a quick card. Or maybe we'll make our panels first. And then we'll turn all three of them into quick cards. Let's do that. I just want to clean this so I don't have blue all over the place. So let's look at that again now without all the ish all over the place. So pretty. It just gives it something. So even though it's a single layer card, because you have those white stripes going through there, it does feel like it's got a layer going, right? And we could use either side here. You know, we could have it upside down like this. So if you don't like that goober, you could pop your greeting right over that and you wouldn't even notice it. But again, I don't care. I don't think it's that noticeable, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, I'm going to put this one aside because we're going to do our next one. And let me get my icky stencils away from all the nice stencils that haven't gotten icky yet. Okay, So for my next one, I'm going to use our Winter Rose because I know everybody is loving this stencil and a lot of you have it. So again, if you're just tuning in, this is important. This is kind of setting up the layers. We're going to put this onto the Misty grid here into boxes, into the corners, so that we're all lined up really nicely here. Okay, we want to make sure that it's lined up straight. Okay, it doesn't matter which one as long as it's lined up straight. And then again, we're going to use these little Masking Magic strips. These are the 1/8 of an inch strips. And we're going to use this red line right here, the first box. We're going to use that as our guide to make sure that it's straight, top and bottom. All right. And we can do the next one too if you want. Right there, we can do it. We're going to go to this line here and this line. I know y'all want to try this. Now, if you have Masking Magic strips and you don't have if you have the sheets and you don't have the strips, you can cut 1/8 of an inch strips yourself. If you don't have Masking Magic at all, you could sub skinny washi tape. However, I have used washi tape in the past, and sometimes washi tape will tear your paper. Masking Magic doesn't tear your paper. It's so nice. It's such a great product. And like I said, you know, you could save those other strips for making more of that same color card, but I'm using new ones because I'm going to do a different color combination for this. And then we'll whip up 3 fast cards, and they can be used as a gift. Match them, pair them up with 3 envelopes, pop them into a little homemade box. You guys have seen me do that video before. I'll link that video to the box of cards so that you can find it easily. And I will put the box of cards template onto our blog too. Right now it's in our Facebook group. We've got so many templates over there. But it's crazy over there trying to find anything in the file section because Facebook doesn't really give you a good way to organize the files, where on our website you can see a picture of the project and then you'll know what template is there. And you can download the free template and you can make a box too. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing. I'm using just that first box and then the second box. I love Masking Magic. I know, that's like a shocker, right? I feel like half of my videos on my YouTube channel are Masking Magic strips. I told ThermoWeb when we did them, I said, get ready, because this is like my favorite thing in the world. Make sure you have enough. They make them there. They do all the cutting and everything of them. So it's pretty cool. Okay. All right, so now we've got these set up, and again, I'll just show you what it looks like. When I tilt it away, you can kind of see a little bit better. And for this card, let's go with the Carnations. Or should we do the Carnations with the Carnation stencil? Let's do the rose in purples. Okay, let's use light lilac. Why not? Let's just go rogue. Oh, I'm down to my last paper towel. That's not good. We'll make it work. Maybe. Tom? Do you have any paper towels anywhere? Okay, so I'm going to start with light lilac. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to go all around the outside and just add that color to make sure that we create those nice strong lines when we peel the Masking Magic away. Okay. So we're starting here with the light lilac. I'm going to try to be a little more careful and not get a goober on this one. But a goober is better than horrible, still works. Oh, Tom, thank you. Tom brought me paper towels. So I know, thank you so much. I know some of you are like me. Paper towels, I have a thing with paper towels. I have to have paper towels in the house. It's kind of like paper towels and toilet paper and tape runners, dot adhesive runners. If I don't have those in the house, I get very nervous. If a snowstorm is coming, I stock up on paper towels, toilet paper, and adhesive dot runners. Because I can't make cards without my dot runners.
Trees are afraid to grow around you.
It's true. Oh, yeah. Oh, good. You guys are the same way? Okay, good. I feel good. Brienne said they're the same way at her house, so that's good. Okay. And this is such a light purple that I'm really kind of going back and really loading my brush because I really want to get this color on here. I want to get enough of it. So I'm just really adding some layers. And I don't want to be too blotchy. So it's kind of better to do little bits at a time than to like go too heavy-handed. And if you hear that sound, that's Brienne's cute little ink stand making that sound. It sounds like a woodpecker. So somebody's brushes are getting stiff. So, all right, if your brushes are getting stiff, sometimes that can happen if you're mixing dye inks from different companies. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, you could just mix all the dye inks. Oh, they're all the same formula. Not true. Not true. They're not all the same formula. We specifically worked with our manufacturer to have a smoothing agent put in our ink. And that smoothing agent makes our ink still water reactive, but a little less water reactive than some inks. Some inks are more water reactive because they don't have the smoothing agent in them. There's different formulas and there's different things that different companies put in their ink. And sometimes some of the inks do make the bristles stiff. Now, another reason your bristles can get stiff is if you wash them. I never have washed my blending brushes. I don't wash them. And one of the reasons is because it's almost impossible to get all the soap out of it. Even if you're using a low sudsing soap. I mean, you can, like a baby shampoo or something, but it's hard to get the soap out of them. And then that stiffens them up. So I recommend having one brush for each color family. Not each color, but each color family. So one for yellows, one for reds, one for oranges. And just rub that color off on your paper towel when you're done. You know, get rid of the excess color and you'll be ready to use it for the next color. That's my opinion. Others will vary, but it definitely stiffens up your bristles for sure. Okay, so we're going to use the Winter Rose here. So far, both of these layering stencils were designed by my daughter, Alicia. I want to find the right side, though. Here it is. Okay, so we want to make sure that we can see Winter Rose down here at the bottom. And we're going to do kind of that same layout. Now, for this one, the leaves go all the way around the outside, so we can bring this rose up a little higher because it's still going to have some color going around the outside. But I want to make sure that I get some color going over here, too, on the side. So by kind of, let's see, I should have had it the right way. There we go. That's going to look great. So we'll do it right there. Okay, so I'm going to tape that down with some pixie tape. And we're going to start with our second purple, which is the medium lilac. So I'm going to do all my medium lilac colors first, the same way that I did with the last one with the blues, with the turquoises. I did all the light ones first, and then I went to the dark. I mean, all the medium first, and then I went to the dark. This way I don't have to worry about cleaning the brush in between. Okay, so I'm going to start here in the center. Get this nice and inky. Now I want to talk a little bit about green and mixing green with purple. It should look okay, but you know what might look really cool is if we use some grays instead for the leaves. Because sometimes you mix colors and they turn a little brown. Remember, this doesn't have to look like, it doesn't have to look perfect. It doesn't have to look real. All right. Let's do that. Before I do this one again in purple, let's go to the leaves because I want to make sure that I can get all the leaves on here. All right. So let's try, should we try the grays? You guys okay if I try gray? Or do you want me to go with green? I'll go with green if you want me to do green. We're going green or gray. One or the other. Let's go gray. Let's just go gray. I think it will be cool. And you know what? I think that I wanted to make one of these a sympathy card or a get well card. And I think the gray is going to be a good one for that because it's going to keep it, it's going to keep it nice and subtle. So let me see. I have a gray here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to go with soft stone, and then I'm going to use slate. These are two grays that I'm going to use. So soft stone and slate. Now, I don't have a specific gray brush. I use my black brush for gray. So I just want to brush off any black that's on there. Kind of just clean it a little bit. That's good enough. All right, we're going to go with the soft stone here, and you see what I'm gonna do here because I'm gonna make a hot mess if I don't do this, especially with gray. It's dark. I'm gonna block this off up here. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna start in here. I think this is gonna look really pretty. I've done some grayscale cards, and if you haven't tried that, you really should try it. I have a couple of videos on my channel where I've colored in grayscale. I've also done ink blending in grayscale. I've done layered stamping in grayscale. And there's something about grayscale it's just super cool. It's real, like, I don't know. It's just different. And I think that they really do make very nice sympathy cards too. But they're not necessarily always like sad just because it's gray. I mean, you could definitely use it for, like a 25th anniversary you could do with silver, because silver is the color for 25th. You could use it for a wedding card. It's just very classic looking, really pretty. Okay, so I wanted to get that out of the way because I wanted to make sure that I got all of the leaves in there. Now, I'm going to do this purple again, but I'm just going to add a little bit of purple up here. I think I'm going to turn it, though. I'm going to turn it upside down just so that, yeah, just like that. All right, so I'm going to use the medium lilac again. I needed to see where the leaves were going to go so that I would not have flowers underneath them. Okay. So here we go. Remember, we got to get all around the outside. Ooh, I did go a little bit into that one. Oops. Well, that's all right. I think in this case, it may actually look like the flower is behind the leaves because the gray is dark. So let's see how that looks.
You're really working without a net tonight.
I know. But I think it works. It works. I think the gray looks good here. Okay. This is live. This is how it happens, right? Y'all do this in your own craft room. All right, now I've got to find the words. Here's the words. Now we're going to put our second layer of purple on here. Lock that in and tape it down. Now we're going to go with the dark lilac. So we've got light, medium, and dark. It's good. I just have to be careful with that, with this color, lilac. Is this dark lilac? I got to test it. I got to make sure that I didn't put the wrong color in here because it looks a little weird to me. Probably doesn't look weird to you, but oh, yep, that's it. Okay. So here we go. Talk about working without a net. Can you imagine if I put a complete wrong color on top? Oh, that's pretty. These lilacs are so nice because they've got a hint of blue. And I saw somebody say, oh, do blue. They've got a hint of blue in them. So the purple's very periwinkle. And I like that. Yeah. All right, and then I turn this upside down, right? Like this. I'm going to be really careful over here. I think I am anyway. Just going to get it in there a little bit. Little shading. Nice. Okay. So I think, should I do a little bit more in here? A little purple coming in there? Yeah, I think I should. So we're going to go back. I probably should have done all of this color right up front, but that's all right. I'll just clean my brush. And we're going to go back and we're going to do 2 more little areas of purple. Just because I want to get more purple over the edges here. So we're going to go back to this stencil again. And I'm going to do just a little bit right here. Right here like that. And then I have to make sure that I have this layer in the same position. So I'm looking at where it is now, and you see the little eye in the center? I want to lay it here so I know what I did there. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. So I'm going to have it in the same direction. I'm going to add a little bit of purple right down here. So I keep looking at the masking magic, and it's deceptive because you think, oh, nothing's going to show past the masking magic, but that's not true. So, okay. So now we've got those flowers there. Going to do the same thing up here with the darker one. So let me get the dark lilac out. This was the medium. Back to the dark. And then we'll add that little bit of gray, dark gray, into those leaves. Okay, holding everything down. There we go. And same thing over here. Let's see. There we go. Same thing here. Okay, all right. Now we're going to go with that slate color. So we used Stormy Sky for the leaves. Now we're going to go to Slate. That's Slate right there. And I'll get this stencil. That should fit right there. That. And that'll just give us that little, you know, we could also use a detail brush here if you wanted, like a small detail brush. But I'm going to be brave and go in with the big brush. It's almost black. Slate is like, it's a great ink color if you want to just soften the look of black, like in your greetings and stuff. Slate is a great color for that. And you're right, Tom. I am working without a net. I didn't even tape this one down. There we go. But I feel like that really fills it all in. Okay. So now the fun part, we're going to peel and reveal. Woohoo! Okay, I don't know which way I started, but let's do this. It's the most fun part. Okay. These cards will come together super fast because I already cut out a bunch of greetings that I haven't used yet from release party night. So we'll just use some of those. Ooh, did you do a drum roll, Tom? I can't hear.
I did.
So you guys get to hear all the fun stuff. All right, look at that. Isn't that cool? All right, make sure I don't have any ish on my hands, my thumb, and just wiggle it when you tape it down. You could just wiggle it off. There we go. So there's the purple one, and there's the blue one. Aren't they fun? Ugh. Yeah, the frame just makes it, right? Okay, do we have time? Of course we have time. We're making extra time tonight because nobody really wants to do anything else other than craft tonight. So we could do one more, right, Tom?
Certainly.
Okay. All right. Tom and I are just completely avoiding any kind of television tonight. We just are going to do our thing. So we might as well do it with you. All right, there we go. So I cleaned the mat with some alcohol just to clean that up. And so I said I was going to do the carnations with the carnations. So that's what I will do. I have our layered carnation here. Again, my daughter Alicia did this fun stuff for us. And this one I might try the green and just be brave and see what comes out. Okay, again, we're going to tape this one down. It's just fun to see all the different colors too, isn't it? We're going to just tape that down even there, and then down here and there. Okay, looks pretty good. Okay, so let's do our, and once you start doing this masking magic stuff and you're not, like, I'm not teaching it now because I've already showed it to you twice, it goes super fast to lay these down. And you'll get really used to it, and it won't be a big deal at all for you to do the masking magic part. It'll be nothing. So I'm going to use light carnation, medium carnation, and dark carnation for this one. And I think I'll stick with the spruces. One, because they're right here in front of me, and two, because I think with the pinks, a bluer green is going to do better than a yellow green. But you never know. But I'm glad that we tried the gray, because the gray is kind of cool. It's just something a little bit different. I don't even notice it so much as gray too. Like, I'm looking at it across the table here, and it kind of feels a little green to me. It is kind of a green gray. I didn't put this one on straight at all. Look at that. Look how off that is. Yikes. There we go. So masking magic, the fun of it is you can use it to tack your dies down when you're die cutting because it won't tear your paper. You can use it for all kinds of things. But the fact that it comes in those 3 different widths, and you've seen me use the 1/4 inch a million times for creating borders, and you see me use the 1/2 inch all the time for die cutting and just masking off bigger areas that I want to mask off. It's just a great product. It is one of my favorites. I have to stock up on it too in our store for our next release, which is coming on November 19th. And we've got some really fun things to share with you. So I hope you'll all join us for that because it's going to be fun. Okay, that looks pretty good, although I don't like this one. I don't know why. Not that it'll be very noticeable, but it could be a little noticeable. That looks better to me. Okay. Better than horrible. So I have a brush here from my Carnations, and I'm going to start with light carnation, doing the same thing, kind of going around the perimeter lightly, just to get that color in there. Now, if you don't have trios of colors like this, and you just have, you know, a couple single colors, you can do this perimeter work with a very, very light hand. And then you could come in and layer up your second color with a little bit more of a heavy hand. And then really come in strong with your last color. And it should look pretty good. I want to get down into here. So you want to go past that second piece of masking magic, because you need that sharp line. Because not everywhere is going to have a flower, not everywhere is going to have a leaf, and so you've got to have color on the inside of that, or it's not going to show. You're not going to get that crisp painter's edge, you know. All right, Tom, so while I'm doing this, do you happen to have a word of the day?
Is it time for word of the day?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so today's word brings to mind the experience where you just come across something that normally would be like thrown away, like trash, that really becomes fun. Like for a kid, you give them a gift and they leave the gift and play in the box, right?
Right.
Or maybe you come across something in your wastebasket at your craft room that you go, ooh, and you make a card out of that or use it in a card. Or even if, like I found things in the garage that are just junk and I made a tool out of them that was really kind of like, wow, that wasn't really trash. And then if you like to just browse at like flea markets and thrift stores, just looking at the kind of junky stuff sometimes if they have stuff piled in a corner, then you just might be having a craptivating experience. A craptivating moment. And you may be craptivated.
That's great. Yes, that's me. Love it.
Word of the day. Back to the dead space.
All right. Well, I found a spot here. The reason why I have all the stencils piled up together is I want to make sure that some of the leaves go off the side here. So now that I know where I want it, I'm going to take that top stencil and just slide the rest out and just line that up the best that I can. That's a funny word of the day, Tom. I am a big thrift store person. I love antiquing. I love it. Love seeing what's out there. So I often have a craptivating experience. Okay, I'm going to block this off so I don't make a goober. And I'm going to go with medium carnation. I'll start with that color. Remember, going right over those lines of the masking magic. The carnations have to be in carnation. You know what I want to know? I want to know what tarnation is. I don't get it. I hear that like, what in tarnation? I have to Google that. I don't know what that means.
Carnation had to be somebody's word of the day.
It had to be way back, right? Okay, so we've got that. Now I'm going to add one more. Well, let's do the first layer of leaves first, okay? Because I want to make sure that we have room for the leaves. So we're going to do the big set of leaves, which is the third layer, and just get that in there. Because you could see there, now we'll know where we're going to have room up here. So I am going to try the medium spruce. Gonna try it, see how it looks. I think gray would have been really pretty here though. But we gotta try it. Medium spruce. Ooh, I should probably tape this down too, just to be safe. I love this stencil. It's so fun. Okay, so we're gonna just pile that on there. Now, it might look a little gray, actually, just because of the mix of the green and the pink. But that's okay, because if I was going to choose gray, it would look gray. So why not just try the green and see how it looks? It's a great green. The spruces are great. Okay. So there, now I'm going to just get this out of here because I don't need to worry about this anymore. Maybe. And then I'm going to add another flower up here. So I'm going to add a big one right up here. Kind of coming in off the side like this. Okay. So let's get this spruce out of the way. Back to the medium carnation. Hold that down with my fingers, and we'll just bring this right in. And it's okay to have some dead space. Tom would agree, right? It's okay to have a little dead space.
I've come to enjoy the dead space.
You like the dead space, right? And then maybe we'll just do a little bit of a flower right here. And I'm going to block that off right there. I like the uneven number. Okay. So we have that. Now we're going to go back to that green stencil again. And I am going to just add a tiny bit, just so that these things aren't just existing in space. We need to have stems on them. So doesn't matter which stem you use, just pick a stem and throw it in there. Like that. And then we'll do one up here. It's not even going to be much. We're just going to add that little bit right there just so that we see some green coming in. Like that. Okay. So now we're going to go to the dark colors. So we're going to start with layer 2, and we're going to add all the layers into these carnations. There we go. And we're going to go with the dark. You know I'm going to ask you which one you like the best. So I saw Paula say, I can't make up my mind. All right, I'm going to go with the dark carnation and add this deep dark reddish pink, holding everything in place. Such a beautiful color. All right. Then I'm going to add that second layer down here. Is this the one I used? Yep, it is. I mean, yes, it is. Again, I don't trust myself. I'm just going to block that off. and up here. How do I find this? Just like this. You just turn it until you find it. There we go. That's it, right there. You'll know it when it disappears. Okay. Now, is this dark enough, this one? I might add a little bit here. Just to ruin it. Okay. So now let's add that second layer of green. I can't wait to peel this. I'm so excited for the peel part. And we're going to go with dark spruce. And here is this layer. Easy to find the first one. Here we go. I don't even think I have to tape this down. I'm just going to hold it down. It's already moving. Not a good plan, but you know. Just that deep green is so nice. And now we're just going to add that into these little areas right here.
Sue's requesting that Alicia make a black-eyed Susan flower stencil.
Oh, yeah, she could do that. She did a black-eyed Susan stamp set for us that was gorgeous. She could do that. This might end up being all dark up here. But, you know, it's got to match, right? Okay. So now that we've got that done, let's pull off all of the fun. Ooh. Pinks are so nice. They're all nice. It's very hard to decide which is the best of these colors. You know, because teal is kind of my color. You guys know that. Turquoise is kind of my color, but honestly, I love all the colors. Now I want to do one with yellows and oranges, you know, and just try that. So, okay. So let's pull this off.
Sounds like you're in the mood for an all-nighter.
I am. I could craft all night here with everybody. All right, I'm just going to get rid of this. Oh, no, I lost a masking magic strip. I'll get that later. I'm going to move this out of the way. And now we can look at all of these. So we've got our purple and gray one. We've got our teal one. See, like, that almost looks a little greenish. And then we've got our carnation one. So let's turn these into 3 fast cards, just because I promised 3 cards tonight. And 3 cards I will give you. Now you could do these with white card bases, which would be very easy. You could also do them in card bases that would kind of play off the color scheme. For example, you could do this one with Dusty Rose. Might be a little too pink, but I always love innocent pink with the carnations, so you could make that the card base for it. And then when you open it up, it'll be pink inside. For this one, of course, we can do our sea glass, which would be beautiful. And then for this one, we could do, let me get it here, Wild Wisteria. Wild Wisteria is great with the lilacs. So why don't we do that? Why don't we just put them on those color card bases? You're not really going to see the card base because the front of the card is an A2 size. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you really won't see it on the front. However, it'll be really pretty when you open it up inside and you've got that beautiful color to match. So I'm going to cut these real quickly at 4 1/4 inches. one. They're all stuck because of my tape on the back. Another one, 4 1/4. So those are really good color choices for these trios. I love how this matches. I mean, that's the thing is that you have so many different purples in here that as long as the purple that you're using is a blue purple instead of a red purple, and when I say that, what I mean is, and you'll be able to see it right away. See, wild lilac is a red purple. You see what I'm saying? When you see it together, you're like, nah, that doesn't work. But wild wisteria is a blue purple. So if you use a blue purple with these bluer purples, it all looks really good, even if the colors aren't, weren't intended to match at the manufacturing. They still will work because you did the blending, ink blending, you've got this color in here somewhere. Same with the pink, same with the turquoise. Okay, so we're going to score all of these at 5.5 inches, and then hopefully I can always trim a little off on the edge if I happen to get some cardstock here that, because like I said, I always take the imperfect cardstock because I don't want to waste it and I don't want to throw it away. I can make cards with it on lives, and my friends don't care if there's a little crimp in the corner if I send them a card. Nobody will know that or care. And we'll do this one. So we can always trim it down a little bit to fit if it's not perfect. And then we'll pop some greetings on there. And we'll make them flat because I really intended to make these kind of easy cards with something that could be a box of cards. When I make boxes of cards for people, I don't like to make boxes of cards that have tons and tons of layers because I don't want to give them a problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to give them a something where they've got to use extra postage and all of that. So if you make your cards flat for people when you give them boxed cards, they'll put it right in the little A2 envelope and it'll go for the price of a stamp. So that's good. And then when you open it up, it's pretty on the inside to match. So I think these are going to fit pretty well.
People are hyperventilating a little bit because you have no black.
I know. Well, here was my thought. If I was making these for myself, I'm going to trim this one just a little bit. If I was making these for myself, I don't mind paying a little extra postage. And so I would add some black gems to go along with my black greeting, because I'm going to use a black greeting on these. So that's where I would tie the black in. So I hear you. I feel the same way. And this is my goobery card. That'll work. Okay. So some of the greetings that I have, I cut out a bunch of these. We could do a hello friend here. And then we could just decorate with a few of these little black pearls to fill in. We could do a grateful for you with this one. And then I wanted to do a with sympathy. And we could put that over here. There's also a get well, I believe. Yeah, get well soon. That could be this one as well. Everybody's got colds right now. Maybe I'll make a get well soon one. So there'll be the 3 cards. And so I'm just going to pop those right on and not worry about popping it up. But you could pop it up, if it was for yourself, popping it up might actually look really nice. Do you want me to pop it up just so that we can see what it looks like? But remember, if you're making them for somebody else, just go ahead and make them flat, because then they don't have to worry about any additional postage, and they don't have to worry about getting it caught up in a machine or anything. But we'll pop it up just for the purpose of seeing how it looks with a little bit of a loft in there. But it really makes a difference, right? Having that, we'll put it right there in that empty spot. It really makes a difference having the masking magic lines, right? It's such a cool layout. And it's not even a layout, it's a single layer. But, you know, those little touches, the little magic that you can create with the masking magic is just so fun. Okay, and one more over here so it doesn't flatten out. So you can see 3 cards pretty quick. And remember, the first one, I kind of took my time. Even the first 2, I kind of took my time because I noticed that we got so many more people in the chat by the time the second card came along, and that people maybe didn't know what we were doing. So I thought it was good to explain it. But if you're just knocking these out yourself, you'll be able to make them pretty quickly. Okay, so grateful for you. And then we'll do get well soon. It's always good to have the get well sympathy cards ready to go. And these words are from our current incentive. So if you place an order and you spend $75 in product, and that's before any shipping or tax or anything, this automatically will ship to you. And you can pick up the die set separately so that you can cut them all out. But we also make polyglaze designs for those of you that love to foil, the same exact greetings in polyglaze. So once you have the stamp set and the die set, you could, kind of looking at this, seeing where I want it. I think I'll do it down here a little bit. You can add a little bit of sparkle and shine too. I have a couple of them here just so that you can see. I even used the negative on this birthday one. So you can do the same exact thing, but you can do it with glitter, by using foil. Here's the hello friend in the gold foil. So, if we had put that on there and then you added a few gold accents, that would just bling it up a little bit. And that's the polyglaze. It coordinates with the, this is called Elegant Thoughts, this incentive set. And then you would be able to do either stamping or polyglaze. Now, I am going to pull a few of these little dots out just to show you what they would look like if I added the black, because I know that's a thing. So, we could put a little black dot here. Maybe another one here. One over here. Oops. Okay. It doesn't want to. Put that there. It's because I have glue on the tip of this. And then we could do like a bigger one, like over here. So, you could add like a little scattering of gems just to kind of play off of the black in those words. Now, I'm not actually tacking these down, but you can see how that would come together. So it's kind of fun to have that little bit of bling in there. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you, Charlene. But I don't want anything, I'm going to put them on. I don't want anything to take away from the crafting. So I can't go out on the road. I got to stay here in my studio, close to you guys. There's another one over here. Okay, let's see. I'm going to just put these little dots of glue down where they were. I do feel like it is kind of fun to have the little bling in there. But again, I wouldn't do this if I was giving this to somebody, because like I said, it kind of gives them a responsibility then to go to the post office and do a hand cancel thing, and people don't know to do that, so they'll be sending a sympathy card out to somebody, and either that person will get charged extra for the postage, or it'll get returned to them, and that'll be frustrating.
You mean giving it to them as a gift so they could use it?
Right, giving them a box of cards with a lot of bling and a lot of raised stuff kind of creates an issue for people. That's what I mean. We'll put a few on here. Why not? We're already in now, this far.
You love to blinger.
I do. I love the bling. And I told you guys I did place an order for all small metallic and black pearls. So we're going to have both, because I do like the big ones too. I do feel like sometimes you need the bigger ones for like the centers of flowers. And it is nice to have like an assortment on your card of a big one. There's a big one. I like to put a big one next to a small one. So I just feel like I have to bling it up here. And if I had used the gold greetings that I had ready to go, then I definitely would have used gold bling. All right, so there's a couple there. And we'll add a little bit here too, because we can't leave this card out. This one might not need that much. We'll just do a couple there, just around the get well. Here's a smallie. Let's see. Two. And one more here. Oh, big smear. It's all right. We'll just clean the glue up. My bad. Sometimes I start working and I forget I'm live, because honestly, I talk to myself just as much when I'm in my craft room doing cards by myself. I'm like, I wonder how this would look here. Now, why don't I try that? I'm just in here talking to myself. I feel like I need one more there and then one more down here. And I know that's a lot, but it's okay. Okay. There we go. We'll move that up just a hair away from the slate. Okay. So we've got 3 cards with a little bit of bling. Easy layout, super easy layout. And yeah, I'd love to know which one you like the best. Which color are you drawn the most to? That's the question. I don't know. It's hard for me to decide. I think if I had to pick one, I would pick this one, because, you know, that's my color, but I can't be loyal to teal all the time. I have to mix it up, because I just love a bunch of color. Which is your favorite, Tom?
Well, I would have to visit them in succession, and the first out of the dead space would have to be the gray.
This one here?
Kind of a cool, quiet feeling, and then I would move to the Hello Friend card, because that's a little bit brighter, and then proceed on to the Sunshine, Grateful for You, Joy card.
All right, so
How's
this is your
for
top.
being
This is your
evasive?
top choice right there.
That's my first choice.
Okay, that's right, and this is my first choice. So I'm curious to know what everybody else wants. How do I know where to place the dots? You know, I just scatter them around. I try not to make them look too even, like not in a line. And I do like to at least put 2 or 3 around the greeting. And I like odd numbers. So if you're not sure, you know, and you see a card like this, even if you did this Grateful for You card with a totally different stencil, maybe just try that same dot pattern and see how you like it. So, all right, Tom, we got to give away a gift card.
Yes, let's do that. And apologies if we did not get to your question tonight. It's they fly by pretty quickly, and they can ask them in the group, right?
Absolutely, yeah. If you go to our Facebook group, and we would love you to join our Facebook group. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. So if you go to Facebook, just search this, and you will find it. It is a private group, so even if you want to show us birthday cards and Christmas cards, none of your friends will see them because it's a private group. And come join me, Tom, 47,000 other Gina K Designs fans. And, you know, we're just all friends in there. We share our cards and we share ideas. And if you have a question and you ask it in there, you're going to get a lot of answers because everybody really loves to help each other in there. So we'd love to have you. And then also, I do want to mention, if you see anything you like here tonight, make sure you visit our website. I know Brianne has been amazing sharing all of the links, and thank you, Brianne. But if you missed a link and you just kind of want to peruse, you can visit us at ginakdesigns.com. That's our website, and you can find all of the products there in our website. All right, Tom, you ready to give away a gift card?
All right, drum roll, please. Here we go. And the winner tonight is Heather Joy. Heather Joy.
Yay, Heather. Congratulations, Heather. You win a $15 Gina K Designs gift card. You can use it whenever you want because they don't expire. And we do have a release coming up on November 19th, so you might want to keep it for then. All you have to do is send your name and your email address to info@ginakdesigns.com, and they will get you a digital gift card right into your inbox. All right, everybody. Well, if you liked this video, and we sure hope that you did, we would love it if you'd give us a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss another video. And Tom and I will be back on Thursday with another Crafternoon Live, and we can't wait to craft with you, so we hope you will join us then. In the meantime, everybody, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much. Thanks for being here. Have a great night, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.